Hello everyone, my name is Mirna and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, welcome to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather daily to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, Angel Rebo, CEO consultant, TV host, international public speaker, and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation, is being joined by Luz Angela Rubin. She is an archangelic therapist and holistic wellness practitioner specializing in naturist, conscious, and integrative nutrition, hypnotherapy, regressive hypnotherapy, energy healing, among other disciplines. Before starting with them, we want to remind you that Mindalia's mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world, and you can help us by subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing it with someone that you know that is going to benefit of the content that we're going to be talking here today. While we are live streaming, like right now, we have the active chat, the screen that you're going to be seeing here on my side or under the video, in case that you are seeing us from a smartphone. And through there, you can interact with us. You can ask us your questions. We just please ask you to follow the format, word question in caps, and the actual question in relation with the conversation that we're going to be having today. We also want you to collaborate with Mindalia with your own valuable content. And for that, you can go to our website. On the top, you're going to find a link that says Collaborate with Mindalia. That link is going to take you to a form that you can fill out for our technical team to be getting in contact with you. Remember that you can collaborate with Mindalia now in English through Mindalia TV, as you already know, Portuguese through Mindalia Televisao, and Spanish Mindalia Televisión. We want you to visit our different channels. We want you to follow our Instagram account, Facebook pages, find out what we're sharing there daily. And without further delay, I am going to be leaving you with Angel and Luz Angela. Guys, welcome to Mindalia live streaming. The screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mirna, for the introduction. And Luz Angela, welcome to Mindalia TV. How are you today?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I love Mindalia. Mindalia is an amazing organization that is doing a lot for the expansion of consciousness in the planet. And I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And let's start. While I was listening to the introduction, Mirna was saying that you work in the wellness space, and people are suffering. People are in pain today. Why do you think it's so difficult to be? I mean, for us as human beings to be on a wellness space all the time?
There are a couple of reasons. First, absolutely everything that manifests in the physical plane is the result of emotions that have been hidden, that have been stuck, that they haven't been processed. And so everything manifests first in the physical when it definitely needs to get out. So it also, when emotions are not processed, they manifest in mental states, right? And everything starts with emotions. We are energy. We are energetic beings. So everything that is not harmonious within our energy, within our thoughts, within our connection with our source, with our soul, then fortunately, actually, it manifests in the physical and mental. It's definitely a disconnection.
Can people learn to be connected, to be in harmony? Is that something that we can learn as human beings?
Oh, absolutely. That's the reason for our experience in this physical plane as humans, that we need to remember that we're here to remember, that we are here to learn, to listen to our soul, to listen to our higher self, and to honor that. Because for the history of humankind, we have been guided with absolutely trust to the mind, to the ego, to the intellect. We hear a lot to talk about the ego, but the ego, what is the ego? The ego is the mental. The ego is the intellect. The ego is everything that is physical. So basically, just shifting our attention, our guidance from the mind to our inner core, to our higher self, to our heart, to our soul, then the mind and the ego, the intellect starts aligning, and everything, all the healing, all the prosperity, all the well-being, all the happiness, all the joy starts from there. So it's definitely is our purpose. So it is definitely feasible.
When you were being introduced, actually, I was really impressed by the long list of different therapies that you are able to help people with. How did you start your journey personally, Luz Angela?
Sorry. Well, as the more I advance, the more I live in this experience of awareness, I realize I have always talked about the before my awakening and after my awakening, but I have realized that I was born remembering. I was born in a way awakened because I was born vegan. I have always been environmentalist and a way of activist and mindful of the environment and mindful of a higher force, a higher connection. So, but the living in this physical plane is one of the most difficult experiences that a soul can endure. That's why it's so important to be aware. It's so important to be mindful, because it is here in this physical plane that we have the ability to manifest the greatness of our being, of our soul. So I started from this journey of actually taking steps forward my purpose or life mission is because I lived a long life of depression and not wanting to be in this world, because it can be the energies here are extremely intense. They're very difficult to handle, and so we have to be at all times to be grounded. We have to be connected to our source, to our soul, to the light, to be able to serve, to manage the waves of energies and the density in this planet. So it was a difficult transition. It still is, because for a long time in my life I decided to let to not listen, to not honor and respect that inner wisdom and that inner voice that wanted to guide me. But I was like totally rebel of wanting to be in this physical world. So it was until I received direct advice from my guides, from my soul, from my spirit guides and my guides of purpose. And then they told me, you're here with a purpose, and you're not living until you fulfill your purpose. So you have two choices: either make your existence there pleasurable and then start working towards the transformation of the energies that you feel, or you just keep living complaining and feeling victim and feeling angry and feeling that the world does to you, that everything is so unfair and everything is so difficult, and then just give up. So you have two choices, but whatever you choose, you still have to do what you came here to do. So so at the end, I have always ever since I remember, I have the ability, the gift to see and to communicate with the light. I can, my senses are physical level are sharp, tenga, blainara, and at metaphysical level they're also sharp, blainara. So I can see, I can hear, I can smell. Is their inner knowing. So it is, that's why I accepted this invitation, because of everything that I have received, everything that I have experienced through my own process. It is to actually take charge and help others, help the humankind to remember their essence, and to remember that we are all connected, because there is only one creator, and that creator creates all, created it all, and it will create all. So if we are part of that only one creator, or only one force of light, that every living, every being that is created is connected. So we are here to do that, to start transforming, shifting our perception, our way of seeing things and assuming things in life, to start seeing changes. The changes that we want, they're totally possible, they're totally feasible, but that they start with us. It's not someone external that is going to come and save anybody.
You mentioned your personal guides, that they played a role, very important role in your life. How can anybody connect, start listening to their personal guides? How can we do it?
Everybody can, and it's a matter of what I said before, making a shift from listening to the mind, which is very, very busy, and the intellect of how things need to be or how things should be, and then start, like, we can actually say to the mind, just like, shh, listen, listen to the soul, listen to the heart, and the mind starts adjusting. So some people say, oh, but they cannot listen, and some people even have said to me, like, they don't feel their heart. They feel very physical, but that they don't feel their heart, and that they don't recognize the difference when the mind is talking and when the soul is talking. Well, the soul, the guides, the light, the universe is all the same. So it's very easy to identify when we are getting messages throughout the day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we close the eyes at the end of the day. Throughout the day, we get the opportunity to make lots of decisions, and each decision we consult. So let's say that we are three, right? So it's the mind, is the soul, and it is us who decide. So we hear the messages, oh, well, wear this, do this, go this way, say these things. And the other voice that says, well, challenge this. Just do things differently. So at the end, how to recognize when is the mind and when is the voice of our ego, the mind, the intellect, as opposed to the messages of our soul, the light, our guides, everything that give us this energy, this emotion, this feeling, this sentiment of joy, of peace, of certainty, of daring to do things, to expand, to move, to grow, to change, to evolve, to just to rejoice. No fear, no calculations without, oh yes, I want to go surf. Oh, but what if I, whatever, right? It's just like, what if is the mind? What if is the ego? And it's a good thing because we get to understand. Basically, the mind is here to help us manifest in the physical world what the soul desires for us here. So the mind is very, very, very important. But we have given the control of our lives, of our decisions to the mind. It is time to start going back inside and listening to the real wisdom that resides within us, because it's not the the guessing, which is the mind. Maybe if I do this, or perhaps, or what if again. The mind is always guessing, because the mind is really good. The specialty, we all have specialties, we all have gifts. Well, the mind, the ego also has gifts. And what is the gift of the mind? To be organized, to be a structure, to deliver, to manifest. The gifts of the soul is the wisdom, the connection to the source, the connection to the fulfillment, to the cosmic intelligence, to the wisdom of the creator, of the light. So every time I hear the messages from my guides, by my guides, from my soul, my higher self, all the cosmic beings, they're very empowering, very, very, like, they're cheerful, that they push me and push us all to manifest what we came here to do.
Are the archangels one of those guides?
Yes.
They are. Yes. Do we have more guides besides the archangels?
Okay. So we are multidimensional beings. So at multidimensional level, we are our own guides. In a way, part of it. We have other guides. We may have angels, we may have archangels, we may have other beings like cosmic, like what we can call animals of power, which are like they can not necessarily be physical, but they're being metaphysical. There are many angels, many guides from this planet. It can be guides from any of the elements. It can be from this earth. It can be from any other places. It can be from many other planets, from other galaxies, and also ourselves.
And how can we consistently get their guidance? How can we be always connected with them?
We are
always connected.
We are always. No. We're not always connected. We are always getting the guidance. The difference is that, do we choose to listen to their guidance, or we're not? Everything comes when we're ready. So for children, for instance, when we're growing up and we go to school, and then we say, okay, we have to go to the basic levels of math, for instance, right? It cannot be a professor teaching analytical geometry coming and bringing a homework to a 5-year-old, telling, hey, do this project for me, or this presentation for me, because like that 5-year-old hasn't been trained, hasn't been preparing for that type of level of math. So we receive at all times the guidance that we are ready to receive based on our own evolution. And what does it mean? It means, are we living from the place of victim mode? Are we living from a place of anger? Are we living from a place of justice? Are we living from a place of denial or arrogance? Basically, any form of ego. then no. I mean, when we are living on the ego, it is very difficult to listen to our higher self, to listen to our soul, to listen to our guides. That's it. We're always we are it's a paradox, because we are light, because light created us, light creates us every second, but we are not always connected to that wisdom. It is our choice.
So we are free to decide if we want to connect or not.
Yeah, all the time. And then how do we know that when the moments that we have been connected or not is, well, we can take a look at our lives and see how our lives are in different areas: finances, health, relationships, creativity, our environment. Then we can see like, oh, have I made decisions based on my ego, based on my mind, my intellect, what is supposed to be, like, the ego is also the dogma, what it is acceptable and what is should be by a group of people or a nation or a culture or a religion. That is the ego. The soul, the wisdom. I love listening to one of the sages that has expressed the messages or share messages through the concept of the endless or the eternal, because that's who we are. We are not limited. We make ourselves limited. But when we push ourselves to remember that we are here just serving a role, it's just like in a movie, taking a role. So this is the body, this is the role, playing Los Angeles in this lifetime. And then let's see, well, I have a purpose, right? I have to deliver a mission. And then it's like, okay, at the end, did you fulfill? Oh, no. Well, you get hired to continue or not? But the role has to be delivered. The role has to be fulfilled. So we are all connected to our will. We have the will, the ability to decide at every moment in life what we are going to make. We are going to live based on our inner happiness, our inner joy, our what makes us grow, what makes us expand, what makes us evolve, or we are just going to get very uncomfortable living a life that is acceptable to others and not even to others. Because I am an attorney. I went to law school, and I work in a very, very interesting settings. And I kept changing settings because I wasn't fulfilled, because it's chaos everywhere. But I was also being part of that chaos and bringing the chaos. The moment I said, enough, I'm just going to follow from this point on, this moment on in my life, I'm going to follow the inner guidance and to honor that voice. It was challenging and it was very difficult. It wasn't easy, but it's been the most rewarding decision that I have ever made in my life. And there were people that came to me and said, by email, in person, they told me, we admire you so much for making this decision, because we've been in these positions for years, or just waiting to retire, or just because it's like because it's such a good job, or it's a good pay, or it makes your life easier, right? But it's not. But I wanted to do these other things. I wanted to take this other path. I wanted to take this other route, and and I guess it's too late now, and then I will just stay here. And yeah, but I wish you all the best, and then I'm sure you will do great, because you're very brave and you have the courage to follow your heart. And I said, that's it. It's scary, but being that scary, being that challenging, is a great sign that your happiness is crossing that. So the moment we just face our fears and the challenges, and we push moving forward with that inner trust that, okay, this came from my soul, this came from my higher self, then God help me. Help me. Help me. How am I going to do this? Then we just need to ask and be brave to make decisions and push forward. And then all what we thought that it was difficult, everything that we thought like, oh, this is too big to handle or too painful to bear, it just dissolves. We push. It's like the Indiana Jones movie where he's looking for the Grail, the Holy Grail, and then he's following this guidance, and then he needs to trust that is like a bridge. The moment he trusts and he starts walking, even though he doesn't see the bridge shows up, and then he feel it. That's it. It's like the reason for our fears is such a lie. It's an illusion. It's just to help us prove ourselves that we are capable, that we can do it. And if we fall, get up and keep continuing. How many of us have in the process of our lives and the journeys of our lives have many times have failed, right? We have had failures, we have had disappointments, difficult moments, and here we are, blessed in every way. Thank God, right? So we have the opportunities to keep moving, to learn, and then all of the challenges, all of the failures, all of the disappointments, all of the pains, all the difficulties are stepping stones for us to know ourselves, to know our greatness, to know that yes, we do better listening to the voice of our soul. We do better because our soul, our heart, our higher self, even our guides, they're never wrong. They never make a mistake. Never, ever. Thank God.
What would you say? What would you say is your life purpose, Luz Angela?
Thank you for asking me that. I am here to help make a shift from the mind to the heart, to encourage humankind to trust the inner guidance, not what it seems so difficult out there, because living in this planet is terrible. It's terrible. The energies for people like me that feel the pain of others is extremely difficult to live in this planet. But because I can feel, I learn that we, the ones that we can feel, it is the most precious gift that we have for the entire creation, that is ground the pain, ground the judgment, ground all those dense and dark emotions, ground them, see them, face them, and transform them. I'm going to tell you in an analogy, an example that happened to me. In my cosmic lineage is Sirius, and the dolphins are my family, and the archangels. And I feel the dolphins a lot, and it's extremely painful. The dolphins and the whales, it is extremely painful what happens to them. In many parts of the world, all the dolphins and the whales and all of the creatures in captivity, they have endured a process of separation from their natural environment, from their paths, from their families, right? And it's painful because they are also physical. I wish that the dolphins and the birds and the equine, they will have their emotional body aligned to their light of body, but that's not the case in this physical plane. That's not the case. So I went through a process of judging, getting angry, like physically angry to family, friends, and to every person that went to visit zoos, aquariums, dolphinariums, marine parks. I just judged them so much. I got angry. I ended relationships because of that. And, I mean, at all levels of relationships, even family ties, because of that. And then I was explaining like what is happening, and they were not seeing, or they're seeing apparently, but not caring. I had to pick up a friend coming international, and then I saw a bunch of Japanese when in the airport. I just wanted to get out of my car and punch them all. I was so angry. I couldn't stand Asian culture. I couldn't stand Peruvian culture. I couldn't stand the people that they just do the horrible things they do in the world to other living beings, just to any. I just happened to feel the dolphins, the whales. And when it was very difficult for me to endure, unbearable, literally unbearable, the situation in the planet, and saying to the creator, I don't want to be here anymore. If things are going to continue like this, is like, how can I stay here? Is it just, if I cannot make a difference, if I cannot make a change, how can I stay here? And the messages have been very, very clear. The messages from the dolphins, the messages from the whales, the messages from my higher self, from my soul, from my guides, from my cosmic family. The messages are all the same, and they're persistent. You feel to be able to transform. So I share this on camera now because I am so grateful for the opportunity to do a process, a catharsis, a process of transformation, and seeing that it's not the Japanese, it's not the Peruvians, it's not the Indonesian, it's not the Asians. It is us. It is us that with our individual decisions, choices every day, every moment, we make the life of the entire planet. It's not that we make our life. We are all connected. We are serving a purpose. And the purpose of the dolphins, the purpose of the whales, the purpose of the birds, the horses, the cows, is to sustain the energy of unconditional love and compassion in the planet. So they are here holding for us that energy. And then we as human beings have the power to make changes. So it is our decisions that make the change. The moment I did that I integrated that, but then not a mental level, but I integrated that in my life, and I learned to see every other being, regardless the race, regardless of their country, regardless of their activities, to see them as part of the creator that I come from, that I am, and see that we are here to learn and to be compassionate and to remember. So that's my mission. My mission is to help humanity, and that's why I left the legal environment, and that's why I became a holistic wellness practitioner. That's why I do what I do, is because in my vision, in my life, what I want to accomplish is that humanity releases the control of the mind and start aligning the mind to the heart.
And how are you doing it? Because humanity is 7.5 billion people. How are you going to do it?
I'm already doing it.
Uh-huh.
I am already doing it. Just by little things that what my guides have assured me is that your decisions count, your prayers count. Light a candle, do a blessing, do a prayer, pray for the removal of the cloudness of the mind. Pray that the mind get aligned to the heart.
So what's your favorite way? What's your favorite way to help people make this shift? What's that thing that you like to do the most?
The changes start with me. There are universal laws that apply everywhere, regardless. Whether we like it or not, there are universal laws for everybody, for all. One of the laws is the law of resonance. The things that I do, they have an impact. Regardless, whether we see it or not, our decisions influence the collective. So if from my decisions, I choose to focus the attention of my thoughts. If I buy only what is necessary, not what is cheap and convenient and on a deal or a sale, we get so attracted by those things and then end up just accumulating junk. If we start practicing mindfulness in what we eat, in blessing what we eat, blessing what we drink, making decisions that they're sustainable, living with simplicity. Simplicity doesn't mean just keep the what is cheap. No, I'm not talking about that. Is live as if you are traveling the world and you just need to keep a very light luggage. Just keep the necessary to enjoy life. If you want to have the most expensive items in your suitcase, that's perfect. Good taste. It's not the cheapest. Simplicity doesn't mean live cheap. Simplicity means living with what we need. So pretend that you get the opportunity to travel every day to different places of the planet. What will you bring? you get a chance to move. And I say, hey, you and your family, come. Take this opportunity to experience this culture, this part of the world. But you cannot bring many things. What will you bring? Then we will live sustainable. We will learn to honor the natural resources. We activate our creative power, right? Managing how we're going to manage with just few things. Because what is most damaging for the planet that most humans don't care is about consumism, materialism, the plastics, right? To cover food, to carry things, and then dispose. Just be mindful and stop and think, where do you think it goes after that? After you dispose it, where do you think it goes? So how, answering this question and the previous question, how do I make changes in the planet with all the billions of people that out there? By being conscious me, by my choices. If I become one less of a customer of the plastic industry, of the waste industry, they have lost one person. And then I influence my family, and then I influence my friends, and I influence my environment. Then those companies that they're not into sustainability, that they just are for a ego-driven desire, then they lose 5 clients, 10 clients, and that amplifies. And thank God for the internet, thank God for the social media. People are speaking, people are talking, people are sharing.
And what happens when we die? Do we stop doing all those things?
With what?
When we die?
No.
What happens to us when we die? Because you said that we are beings of energy. So does our mission finish when we die, as our body dies?
No.
Okay.
No. Our mission doesn't die. The role, like
no, our body. When our body,
yes, the body.
Our body dies.
Body,
what happens to our mission as human beings? What happens to our mission when we die?
Then we come back and get other chance to do it.
Okay.
It's not like in this body as Los Angeles, I get this one chance to fulfill my mission. No, like I get many choices, a lot, every day, to fulfill my mission, to fulfill my purpose, my task. If at the end, when my soul decides, okay, she needs a reset, right? Reset. Let's just give her energy, new energy. This all we have helped her these many ways. We have sent her all these resources, these people. She hasn't seen it. Well, the mission is still there. We come back and we do it. But remember that at the beginning of the conversation, I was telling you that we are multidimensional beings. Well, as multidimensional beings, there is Luz Angela Rubin, right here. And there are other parts of me, of this Luz Angela, living in the planet, helping me and me helping them as one soul, delivering the same mission. So it's not that we are just one person to change billions of people. It's not such a thing. All these billions of people are together, connected, serving the same mission. Okay, so here goes the difference. We have a duty or task of life, right? And that splits into two parts. One is the purpose, which is individual, and the mission that is collective. So for the manifestation, the deliverance of the mission, there are many aspects of my soul, of my higher self, manifested in the physical world. Here is one aspect, Los Angeles, and there are other aspects throughout the planet manifesting the same mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that Los Angeles says, "Oh, okay, well, if I transcend, then I don't have to worry because there are other parts of Los Angeles that they will probably do it, right?" No, they will do their part. I have to come back and do mine. It's like a project in a business, right? You get a team and then you have to deliver a project. You cannot say, hey, just put my name there and I don't do anything. I just decide to leave. I'm quitting. But they put my name there. No, well, you're not quitting. There is not an option. You cannot quit. Quitting is not an option. We have to, in this lifetime, in the next 100 lifetimes, whatever, we have to deliver. The purpose is individual, and the purpose is related to what is difficult for us. As I mentioned before, as when we overcome our fears, our challenges, then that's part of our purpose. What is challenging for us, what is difficult for us, that's our purpose. To regain that inner strength, that inner greatness, the wisdom that we have within, and then move forward, pushing those challenges, those difficulties, those fears. That's our purpose.
Awesome. We have to wrap it up now. Where can people find you? How can we be in connection, in contact with you in the future, Los Angeles?
Maybe through my website is www.ascensionkeys.us. I have my Instagram account is Ascension Keys also, or Los Angeles 13 Love. I don't do much Facebook, but basically on my website or Instagram, you can send me a message if you're interested. Thank you so much, Angel, for all these questions, for listening. If you allow me, before we end up this,
of course,
I just would love to invite every human that is watching this video to remember that fairness doesn't exist, justice doesn't exist. It is what we make in our lives. And yes, I feel the pain. And because I feel the pain, and because I am still here, I am here to help you. And I am here to be a catalyst of change, that we start seeing changes and we start moving energies towards what other beings are doing here, like the cetaceans and the birds and the equine. Moving our energy towards that energy, their energy, is by being compassionate. And compassion means respecting the time and the process of everybody. That's compassion. Compassion is different from pity. Compassion is being respectful of the time and process of others. So only sending good vibes of understanding and compassion. Yes, killers don't remember. But by us sending hatred and sending judgment and sending and blaming and sending all sorts of low energy frequencies, it doesn't change, it doesn't transform, it doesn't heal, it doesn't restore, it doesn't stop the madness and the chaos. Try. If you don't believe me, just try it. Try in your life. What happens when in your daily lives there is someone that step on your toe, cut you on traffic, and you get angry? Your day ruins. Once you make a decision, conscious decision of, the other person is not having a good day. Okay, we all, we are living in these energies, in this planet. It's not that only is our lives, it's everybody's. So instead of being angry, instead of being just reactive to madness, just go back to the center, breathe. Breath is one of the amazing tools that we can connect to our higher self. Breathe, be conscious, center your attention to the heart, and you see how your day just glows. It radiates the energy of your soul, it just expands, and then it touches others, even those who are angry. Eventually, if we can do this, this is the critical mass. It's not about someone coming and saving us. It is about saving ourselves. And how do we save ourselves? Listening to our hearts.
Excellent. Well, thank you for this last message of yours. It's been a pleasure to have you here with us at Mindalia TV. Thank you for accepting to be with us today. You've been several times with us at the Spanish-speaking channel. So it's been a pleasure that you have been with us today. So again, thank you for sharing so much, and so much more that we know that you still have to share with everybody. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you so much, Mirna. Thank you, Alfredo, Eva, to all the team of Mindalia TV, because everything that you're doing is priceless. Thank you, and may you get a lot of awareness, a lot of diffusion, a lot of expansion in what you're doing, and a blessing for everybody that is listening or seeing this message. May your days be filled with reasons to bless and be grateful for.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so be it. So thank you again. Thank you very much. This is Angel Riva with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much, everybody, for being with us today. I'm sure that you have enjoyed our conversation with Los Angeles as much as we have, and hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.